The following video was brought to you by Mouse Pounder. Mouse Pounder suggests the YouTube channel narrated. Narrated actually has a fantastic video, again covering Deep Space Nine, and how the two-part episode Past Tense is a disturbing look at our possible future. I highly recommend checking it out. It is also brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. It seems impossible that I am now talking about Bill and Ted 3. Keanu Reeves warned the fans that while he wanted to make this, his schedule was incredibly busy and he wasn't sure if it could happen. He gave us many warnings. Then, he and Alex Winter put up a video saying that just might actually be happening.
It looks like we might
actually,
hopefully,
make a movie this summer.
Bill and Ted 3.
Face the music.
Then we hear nothing else. Then 2020 happened and movies ended up one of the biggest industries hit. It seemed unlikely this movie would actually get made. Then, a trailer. It was revealed that this movie was actually finished. Not only that, they soon decided, since COVID-19 was still very much a thing, that they would do a limited release in theaters that were available, and on the same day, also do a digital release. Somehow, out of everything that has been destroyed by COVID-19, not only did Bill and Ted 3 survive, it thrived. It is now one of the few new movies to be released since the world was turned upside down. And what's even more shocking, the movie was actually a lot of fun. It's not as good as either of the previous entries. In fact, it largely apes many elements of those. The first movie was a time travel story.
How's it going, Old West dude?
The second was about Bill and Ted's adventures through heaven and hell.
Choose your game, but if you lose, you will stay here in hell forever. You have sunk my better ship.
Excellent! Yeah!
You must play me again.
What?
Best 2 out of 3.
This one is just those again, but both in one movie this time. The film also includes another killer robot from the future sent to kill Bill and Ted. The fun is in the details, though.
Oh no.
The movie picks up immediately after the end of the second one. Wild Stallions was a huge band. Until they weren't, and they quickly became has-beens. And the great future they were supposed to usher in still didn't happen. For the past 25 years, Bill and Ted, played as always by Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, have been struggling to recapture their glory and bring about the future they know could happen. This is very much to the chagrin of Ted's father, Hal Landon Jr., a character that has appeared in all 3 movies and has not been given a first name that I recall. Add to that, the beautiful princesses from medieval England, this time played by Jayma Mays and Erin Hayes, are having serious second thoughts about their relationship. Bill and Ted are not completely without support, though. Their daughters, Thea and Billy, Samara Weaving and Bridget Lundy Payne, love their fathers and their music and don't doubt their father's ability to fix the world with their sound. Bill and Ted, despite all their problems, actually seem like they might be decent dads. The duo have many doubts, though, and are losing hope that the future they're supposed to usher in will ever happen, and are seriously talking about rethinking their lives. This is when Rufus's daughter, Kelly, Kristen Shaw, portals in and tells them that time is running out. They must play the song destined to bring about the future and save all of reality that night. This is not a movie to get caught up in the rules of the universe. The time travel rules make no sense, but they didn't make sense in the original either. The time travel rules only made sense in the second one because it was much less a factor, and even those rules only work in that movie alone. They don't work in the other movies. Bill and Ted movies aren't about the rules of the universe, though. They are about 2 likable but dumb guys dealing with ideas far beyond their understanding. In the first movie, they had to deal with time travel, and in the second, the very afterlife itself. The fun comes with how they blunder their way through these extreme situations and how you end up really rooting for them simply because they're just so likable.
What is the meaning of life?
Every rose has its thorn, just like every night has its dawn.
What makes Face the Music interesting is that the time travel and afterlife feel more like old hat for Bill and Ted. The ideas that are far beyond them that they have to learn to deal with is simply being adults. But that makes it sound probably a bit too serious. This movie is mainly just fun, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the return of William Sadler as Death. The second half of the second movie felt like the duo had changed into a trio with Bill, Ted, and Death, and not seeing him again would have been a missed opportunity. Sadler is once again hilarious in the role. One big disappointment was the lack of memorable songs. The first two movies have a great selection of licensed music scattered throughout the films, including Big Pig, Faith No More, Extreme, and Primus. I couldn't name you one song from this new movie if I had to. The visuals were also often distracting. The look the movie goes for is very good, just the blue screen specifically was extremely obvious when used, and genuinely looked like the actors standing in an empty room with pictures pasted around them. I know these movies aren't known for perfect effects, but they could have done so much better. Bill and Ted Face the Music is the worst part of the trilogy and still a worthy addition and a must-see to any fan of the franchise. Despite being weaker than the others, it's still a blast to watch.
Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes! Good one, dude.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't be.
Pain don't hurt.